Hello everybody, this is Brooke aka Supernatural Summer 34 and today we are back at it with another Townie Makeover video. Today we actually made over 2 households, the Landgraabs and Johnny Zest. I did this because if you did not know, Johnny Zest is the disowned son of the Landgraab family. I also included him because I don't particularly want to give single sim households their own makeover video, just because they'd be kind of short. But I actually didn't intend to upload this video the day it's being uploaded because I already did a makeover this week. However, I have not found time to record the rest of my Not So Berry episode, so here we are. I only have from 5 in the afternoon today until noon tomorrow to do a 10-minute voiceover, which sounds easy, right? But you have to deduct the 10 hours I spend sleeping, so that leaves 9 hours of voiceover time. But you also have to deduct the 2 hours I will spend doing my morning routine, like eating breakfast, getting dressed, waking up, all of that. That leaves 7 hours. Then you have to deduct the time my ADHD will take away from me doing it, which is approximately 2 to 4 hours, depending on whether it's a good focus day. Let's say it's a bad day, which it most likely will be because I can't focus to save my life. And let's say I spend 4 hours scrolling through TikTok or playing The Sims or anything like that. That leaves 3 hours to record my voiceover. Now we have to deduct the hour total that I spend thinking about what to talk about for the voiceover, because that's a lengthy process, and that leaves 2 hours. I have 2 hours out of 19 available and able to record a voiceover. But I think I'll have a little bit more than that. Let's say it's a good focus day and I only spend an hour doing things I'm not supposed to be doing instead of recording my voiceover. That leaves 5 hours, if my mental math is correct, to do my voiceover. That sounds doable because I think I'm probably about 2 minutes in already just because I rambled about how bad I am at time management. But we're actually already done with Joffrey, who I gave a very professional vibe. I guess it's kind of professional. I know in previous games that Joffrey was a doctor, so I tried to give him, like, kind old doctor vibes. I had this doctor when I was younger. His name was Dr. Greenberg, and he was my pediatrician. He was really nice, and he would poke fun at my mom in front of us, which, of course, made my sister and I giggle like mad. My stepdad actually worked with Dr. Greenberg for a while after we stopped seeing him. But I pictured Joffrey as that kind of doctor, Dr. Landgraab. And by the way, if you notice I'm pronouncing Joffrey different than most people do, it's just because I see Jeffrey spelt with a G and I automatically pronounce it Joffrey. I don't know why. Oh, I guess it could also be because of the O. Anyway, Nancy, on the other hand, I picture as a lawyer, and I think she's really good at it. She'd probably take on any case, even if she believed her client was guilty, just because she knows she can win. But you'll notice right here that I start dressing her in red and black, but that doesn't stay. I think I just automatically jumped to red and black with, like, classy or wealthy women, but I remembered that I went that route with Bella Goth, so I thought Nancy would suit gold and yellow and white a lot better. I kept Joffrey's palette red, though, just because I thought it still suited him pretty well. But there's this annoying thing that happens with Sims sometimes, where a Sim's hairstyle won't change for their other outfits, and I've mostly seen it with Townies, but it drives me insane. I wish they could fix that, or at least introduce an update where you can choose to lock hairs, accessories, and makeup, and then if you choose to change it for other outfits, you can. But I really hate having to go through every outfit and give them blush and glasses and hairs. I'm pretty sure that's something the Sims community has been asking for since the game came out, so it's frustrating that they still haven't implemented it. But I'd like to talk a little bit about Nancy's relationship with her sons. Obviously, her eldest son is Johnny Zest, and I think that Nancy is the one who disowned him, not Joffrey, and I don't think it's for the reason they told everyone it is. I think Johnny Zest is trans. Now, before you say I have no evidence, you're right, I do not. However, I have, like, circumstantial little tidbits of information. So transgender and non-binary, like, all of those people, they tend to choose names that don't necessarily fit the norm. Like when a non-binary person chooses the name Patch or Blue or something. That's not a super common name for either gender. Now, you might be thinking, Johnny isn't an uncommon name, and in that you'd be right. But remember when the game first came out and their name was Zest Johnny? Now, Zest sounds a lot more like one of those unusual names, but Zest Johnny doesn't really roll off the tongue, and Johnny wanted to become a comedian, so I think he decided to flip it and became Johnny Zest, and maybe his friends still call him Zest because they know he prefers that name. And I think Nancy would have been fine with Johnny, who I'm going to call Johnny for the rest of the video just because that's what y'all know him as, but she would have been fine with Johnny being trans if she'd had another girl. Nancy wanted a little girl that she could spoil, and Johnny was never that, so when Johnny came out as trans, Nancy kicked him out. By this point, Nancy was probably beyond child-rearing age, so she never got the little girl she wanted, which sucks for her because I actually don't care about Nancy's feelings in this universe. But Joffrey probably still loves Johnny and wants the best for him, so he probably sneaks behind Nancy's back and gives Johnny money and sets him up with gigs and all that, because Joffrey's a good guy and a good father. But Nancy really takes up the majority of this voiceover, so I suppose I'll continue expanding on her character. Nancy always wanted a little girl, so when she gave birth to Johnny, she was ecstatic and didn't even want another kid. But when Johnny was about 5, Nancy and Joffrey got sloppy with the birth control, and out came Malcolm. And Nancy completely ignored him. She wanted nothing to do with Malcolm, and Malcolm craved her attention so badly. So when Johnny came out, Malcolm got angry with Johnny because he was willingly giving up Nancy's attention. And that's where Malcolm's anger towards Johnny comes from. And around that age, Malcolm became a little terror, doing anything to get his mother's attention, but nothing works. All in all, the lesson of this backstory is that Nancy is a terrible mother, absolutely horrendous at all things nurturing, and she'll never get that little girl that she always wanted unless she adopts, which I really don't recommend for her to do, because she doesn't need to mentally scar another kid. But we're on to Malcolm, and I just need to talk about his hair, his freaking cheese hair. Why did they do this to the poor Sims? They did this with so many Sims in base game. Johnny Zest's eyebrows, Malcolm's hair, Dina Caliente's hair, and then friggin', what's his face from Willow Creek? Travis Scott? I think that's it. But they did it to so many Sims as if they thought it looked good. Did the Sims team not realize how ugly this hair color is? It's not even an actual hair color that, like, people have. I mean, this hair color is an outrage. I want more blondes so bad. More browns, too. We literally don't have a light brown or a dark blonde. I need more hair colors. But with Malcolm, I didn't really know what kind of clothes to give him. Like, I went for a very light blue kind of preppy look. I thought Malcolm was one of those really rich kids whose parents just let them do whatever they want. He probably does all kinds of drugs, like hard ones too. Just another attempt to get his mother's attention. And then she doesn't give it, so he leans into it even harder. I kind of feel bad for Malcolm. I just feel like he doesn't deserve the mother he got, and I hope he comes around to Johnny. I think the only person he gets attention from is Joffrey, and he probably put Malcolm in therapy and has sent him to rehab a few times. I think Joffrey is the rock of this household. He's the only one on good terms with everyone. But yeah, Malcolm does a ton of drugs, but he never gets into trouble because he's really rich. But now we're on to Johnny, who I just love. He's amazing. We stan. I would die for him. I went for a very bohemian vibe with him, and in the end, you cannot tell me he isn't gay. Johnny wants a boyfriend so badly, and I want him to have one. Like, my goodness, do I want to give Johnny the world? I gave him some tattoos of flowers because I think he really likes those, because, like, what's not to like about flowers? But Johnny was kicked out by his mother, and he lives in a little trailer that I think Joffrey probably helps him pay for. Johnny's not a super great comedian, I don't think. I also don't think that people really know that he's a land grab. It's probably not something he broadcasts to the world. I mean, I wouldn't be proud of being related to Nancy. But I gave him a nose ring, a septum to be exact, and this is actually the kind of nose ring I want to get. I have a fake septum right now because the piercing shops aren't open for facial piercings. I did see Claire's giving out piercings, and I think maybe some facial piercings when I was at the mall the other day, but I will not be getting piercings from Claire's of all places. They are notorious for ruining piercings, and I'm not doing that to my face. But if you'll remember from my last Townie Makeover video, I said I wanted to dress them appropriate to the weather, and I did not end up doing that. Malcolm wears a sweater, and Joffrey wears layers, So yeah, I didn't stick to that, but it's fine. I was really trying to use some stuff from the Paranormal Stuff Pack though, but none of it came in like the bright pinks and purples I wanted to use, so I think I used more Movie Hangout than anything else on Johnny. Maybe some Strangerville too. But we're on to the screenshots, and I had a lot of fun taking these. I just think the scenery in Oasis Springs is so pretty, but I've been starting to reuse poses, which is irritating. I've gone through every page on poses on Maxis Match CC World's Tumblr, so I have a lot of them. It's just that most of them are for families, and I don't make too many of those. But we are coming up on the end of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you all soon.